What is good, fam? JP Buffett here, and as many of you already know, American Express has been making changes to their entire lineup, including the Hilton cards, and that's pretty bad for me because one of the cards they changed around is my Hilton Business Card right here. And in today's video, I want to talk about 4 reasons why I don't think the card's for me and might not be for you. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. So the first reason why I don't think this card's for me is because the reason I got it. And I got it for the Priority Pass access. So the old version of the Hilton Business Card gave you 10 Priority Passes, which for me personally was pretty good because it helped in terms of not really needing that high annual fee card for Priority Pass. And also on top of that, if I really needed to, I could take in more guests if I wanted to, and it didn't have any restrictions there. And I think for me personally, 10 passes was honestly more than enough. But in the update to this card, they actually got rid of Priority Pass, and I actually think they got rid of Priority Pass for all of the Hilton cards. So without having Priority Pass, I'm not sure if this was even right for me at all. So instead, what am I gonna do instead of that? Well, for me, I probably will end up having to use my lounge ready credit on my American Express green card, which honestly doesn't have the same flexibility as Priority Pass, but at the end of the day, it does give me that lounge access I'm looking for. I could go for something that like a higher end card like the Amex Platinum or some other card along those lines, but I don't actually fly that frequently to justify that for lounge access. So having those 10 Priority Passes that I can use anytime was a good sweet spot, and the Hilton Business Card not having that, I just don't think that's for me. But it does have the 240 credits, $240 worth of credits for Hilton properties, which I want to touch on a little bit more later, but it's not actually that lounge access. So that's one of the first reasons why the card is not for me. So the second reason that I don't think this card is for me is the free night award. So when I originally decided to get this card, one of the things, well, the main thing was to use it for my wedding spin that we can then use for the honeymoon. So for those of you who do not know, the Hilton Business Card had the $15,000 spin to get a free night. And for our wedding, we were actually able to hit that and get that spin. So it was actually pretty good. But since it doesn't have that anymore, it's not really that useful to me. Now, the card does have a nice change in terms of its multipliers, giving you 5x on everything now, up to the first $100,000. But if you're not getting that free night, I don't see a reason to spend that much. But yeah, if you are own a business and it works for you, I'm sure that's great. But for me, I don't plan on spending that kind of money and not getting a free night award. So for me, it is a no-go. By the way, if you are enjoying this video so far, please show the like button some love. Don't hit it, just click it. So number three is a big, about $100 deal. So the card had an annual fee of $95 when I got the card, and now the annual fee has jumped up to $195, which for me is no good. I mean, for the perks that I'm getting, I don't see this card being worth $195. It is offset by the credits, which is $240. It broke up into $60 quarterly credits, which could be nice, especially if you're staying at Hilton's, which I guess if you're using this card probably is the purpose of having it. But for me, I didn't really see the point in trying to get that. Now, I know there are ways you can get gift cards and whatnot to recoup that entire fee, recoup that entire credit, but I didn't really want to jump through that hoop to get it. I personally liked having the Priority Passes more, and that would have been more of a justification for me. But not having that, and the credits are broken up the way they are, and the fact that I don't stay at Hilton's as much as some other maybe Hilton loyalists do, which I'll talk about more in a second, it didn't make sense for me to have this card, especially if the annual fee was going to jump up that much. Now, the last reason for me, and I kind of said this in the last point, I'm not really a Hilton loyalist, and I think they really aim this card towards people who frequent Hilton properties. And honestly, I think that this card was really targeted towards them, but I think even still with that, not having that free night award available, even if I was a Hilton loyalist, there are better cards out there. For example, the Hilton Surpass card. So I don't really see where this card actually would fit in for me, because given the fact that the Surpass has a $45 cheaper fee, and on top of that, it still gives you that free night award, I would feel like even if I did have a business, the Surpass will be the way that I would go over this card. But one thing I will say is I do like the fact that this card has Hilton Gold status. When I went to Asia, there were a lot of upgrades that I got, especially in Bali and in Thailand. So I really did like the status, especially abroad, but I'm not sure if it's worth it, especially given the fact that on the Surpass card, you also get the same status perk. So the Hilton Business Card doesn't really make sense at this $195 annual fee. But if you are a loyalist and this is, you have your own business and this is something you want to do, I think it could work for you. All right, guys, I did say 4 reasons, but I'm gonna give a 5th bonus reason, and this is actually a positive of the card, in that it is a metal card. And honestly, that's more of a gimmick than actually useful to me. And I would still go with something like the Surpass, even if I did have a business that would warrant this type of spend, given that the Surpass gives you that free night award, or hell, just go for something like the Aspire. And with that, because of those changes, and also because of the fact that I actually did kind of like Hilton when I went abroad, I might actually, stick with it and end up going with something like the Surpass or even the Aspire to get that Hilton Diamond status. But yeah, with that, guys, until next time. Peace.